What's going down, YouTube? Jared, RedRacer video. Thanks for joining me for another one today. Today's video, guys, is part 4 of the Making a Monster series, and today we are talking about engines. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into it. My 377-inch forged forced induction bottom end, and we are doing that right now. Once again, everybody, thanks for joining me for another one. If this is your first time on the channel, this is a car channel about car stuff, and that's what we like to do around here. So if you guys like Street Speed, Guitarmageddon, It's Just a Six, whoever it might be, if you guys are into car stuff, the geeky stuff, the fun stuff, the racing stuff, I know my last few videos have not been very racy because we're in a wintry wonderland here, and I've kind of got to, keep the car clean and not covered in salt. But if that sounds like the stuff you guys are into, if you're looking for another car vlogging channel, I would love to be that channel, guys. So please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and be sure to hit the bell next to subscribe so you guys get notified when we have new content. But today's video, like I told you guys, part 4 of our Making a Monster series. And today we are talking about how we made our 1,000-wheel horsepower. And today's video is probably one of the most crucial videos because, like most of you guys know, the heart of any build is the engine, and I think we got a good one. Quick backstory, guys, and I don't want to get too long because there's a video all about this, how we blew my engine apart. But I am one of the lucky ones who found out that the LT1 that comes in 14 and up Corvettes and 16 and up Camaros, those engines are not very boost friendly. A lot of people like to say they have glass pistons. A lot of different things that people don't like about them in terms of boosted reliability. So like I said, we were one of the ones, one of the earlier ones that found out. I ordered my car, was one of the early ones that came out. I got it in February of 16. I was one of the early people who was putting the hurt into it. We started off with a blower and methanol injection, headers, intake, throttle body, some of the simpler stuff. Made at 584 wheel horsepower, 657 foot-pounds of torque. The car then went in for heads and cam because it's just never enough, right? It's never enough no matter what you do. And just so you guys know, no matter how much power you ever make, it'll never be enough. It'll feel fast for a few weeks, then you're going to want more. But in typical car guy fashion, after having the car back for a little while, I thought, we want a little bit more. So I wanted to push the envelope a little harder. Being a YouTuber, obviously, having the more power, the better. More stuff to document, more things to take you guys along for. So the car went back in for heads and cam, and we were on our way to making the power we wanted to make. We had a failure, a pretty grand failure at that. Cylinders 1 and 2 went looking for air, and I was one of the guys that, like I said, found out early on that these cars don't like boost. I digress, but we came about our engine in the most unfortunate of ways. Looking back at it now, maybe it was a blessing in disguise because that's why I have the engine that I have, and we've pushed as hard as we've pushed, because had this not broken or had this engine not given up, I probably never do what we did with this engine. The engine that we picked for this car is a little bit different than most. When a lot of guys go forged engine, you guys have probably heard the number thrown around, 416. Everybody throws that number around a lot because that's kind of like the natural progression in an engine build like this. You do a little bit more. You basically stroke the 377 that's in there, and that puts you to 416. And then things you do with heads and all those same kind of things matter too. The plan for my car was we were going to stick with stock cubes. We have a 377 late model engines, forced induction, forged bottom end. The standard piston from late model engines is a good piston. It's a Wiseco piston, and we actually went to a diamond gas ported piston. So a little bit better piston than what LME originally offers in it. LME assured me when I did it there really wasn't a lot of reason for it, that they had a lot of faith in the Wiseco pistons. And late model engines have been building some of the fastest engines in the country. I mean, some of your fastest cars out there are late model engines powered. So I fully believe that Wiseco piston would have been sufficient, but I wanted gas ported pistons for what we were doing. And so we spent a little bit more money and went with the gas-ported pistons. One of the other things we did when we built this engine, and it's one of the options when you build the engines on Late Model Engines website, but from talking to Brian at Late Model Engines, we ended up going to the Cali's Ultra Billet H-beam rods. So that raises the bottom end's capability from 1,100 wheel horsepower to 1,400 wheel horsepower. I fully expect that we're never going to make that kind of power. I've said that before, though, and then I ended up making that power, so who knows. The heads that are in this car obviously are not bad heads. LS3 heads flow well, LT1 heads flow well, but we actually do have JDP's head process done on the car. So we've actually got JDP's stage 2 heads. It's also got JDP's stage 2, and it's a billet cam. Wanted more air in, more air out. and we wanted the power to be down low. So in the beginning, this cam was actually spec'd for a supercharged car. And when we went to the twins, we thought about pulling the cam out, but the more we thought about it, we knew we had an expensive, big, bad boy cam in the car because it's billet, and that was the second one I bought, by the way. When my engine ate itself, I had to buy a new cam. It's a good cam, it's a solid cam, and I like the power band that cam provided. So we started thinking, and we thought, you know what, we're going baby twins, we're not going big twins, we're not gonna have a lot of lag, if any. And this car being an 8-speed, the first gear is effectively like 456 to 1. So it gets through first gear ridiculously fast. So I thought, and JDP's thought, was that we could probably get away with that cam. So we went baby twins, we went bottom mount baby twins. And because we did that, we thought that the cam that was in the car was gonna work just fine. And that has proved to be great. The torque curve on this car is phenomenal. It makes excellent low and mid-range torque, and it stays flat all the way through the process. And then once the RPMs come up, you know, horsepower takes over, and that's where your twin turbo cars really shine. We have not had the problem with lag that a lot of these turbo guys deal with. So we built this car to be a certain way, and I've been really, really happy with the way that it's come out, based largely in part on the heads and cam that were selected. The other things that we upgraded, just to kind of really quickly touch on them, we do have hardened push rods. We did upgrade valve springs and retainers. We've also got the Johnson short travel lifters in the car. Your trunnion upgrade, most people are going to do a trunnion upgrade when they do these things anyway, but we've actually gone to like the bronze bushing style rocker arms. Upgraded timing chain, like a lot of people do. The upgraded oil pump, we do not want to have to worry about anything going forward, and we wanted to be able to throw the kitchen sink at this thing in the way of boost and have it respond. So far, so good. Our biggest pull to this point, and it's a 5th gear pull, and this is an 8-speed car, so my 6th gear pull would be the 1-to-1 and would yield better numbers. But to this point, at 18 pounds, we've made 929 wheel horsepower, 777 foot-pounds of torque. And for what we do autocross and road course-wise, I'm never going to run the car at those power levels over and over and over anyway, because it's a direct injected engine. It's a whole nother video, guys, but direct injected engines, they just don't have the cooling needed in the valve train or on the back of the valves to justify the horsepower that we can create. I think that we're definitely at the edge of direct injected horsepower. So I've said that in my last couple videos, touching on it again right now. But that's it, guys. I hope I didn't miss a whole bunch of stuff. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go back and watch this video and realize that I missed a whole bunch of stuff that's in this engine. I think we've got about as good an engine we can put in this thing without going bigger cube, which I don't think is the answer, because I think that more cubes means more boost, and more boost means you've got to build that boost on a turbo car, which means more lag. So I'm all about efficiency. I'm all about having my power throughout the torque curve. I don't want to wait on power, and I also didn't want the power to be so in your face off of idle. So that's why we switched from the Magnuson to the turbos. But in doing that, I didn't want to induce a bunch of lag, hence the 377, hence the baby turbos, hence the cam that we kept in the car that was designed for low-end, mid-range power, as well as obviously letting it breathe on the top. So that's how we've made our power, guys. That's how we've made what I believe to be the baddest 6th-gen Camaro on the planet. That's the heart that we're running. Lots more videos to come, guys. We're going to touch on a couple of the other things. We still got a whole bunch of suspension stuff to cover. Got a few cosmetic things to go over, and we still want to talk about the turbos that are on the car. So the Making a Monster series is far from over. Be sure you guys, like I said, hit the like button. Be sure you subscribe so you can see the next videos that are coming out on the Making a Monster series. They should be coming out soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please tell your friends, send some more people my way. I need this channel to grow, baby. Jared RedRacer video. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks so much.